Welcome to the Dayton Business Spotlight, your source for what's now, what's new, and what's next in the Dayton business community. And now, here's your host, Phil Herzing.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of the Dayton Business Spotlight. We are your source for exciting information about what's happening in the Dayton business community. We are joined today by Clancy Cross of Development Beyond Learning. Clancy, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your business. What do you do?
Well, people think of us as a training company, but what we really are is we're a development company that is about helping individuals and companies apply change in their businesses and their lives.
Who are your primary customers?
We have customers in the Pacific Rim area, largely in Australia. We're doing work in India, China, and even in Dubai and also in the United States.
But yet you're right here in Dayton, Ohio.
That's correct.
Oh, that is interesting. Now, you're here in Dayton, Ohio,
Right.
and yet you have all of this training and education that you're doing all over the world. That is such an interesting development. Is that one of the things that separates your company from your competitors?
Well, it does. Probably more so would be the way we conduct business. We don't really see ourselves as a training company. We really see ourselves as a development company. And the story about how the company was founded is probably a good illustration of what that means. An engineer who was a team project manager was sitting around one day across the table from his team members and doing what engineers are good at doing, thinking about things.
Yes.
And imagining what if he could make his people more productive in their jobs because of the way he does business with building bridges and building things. In other words, he had a process that he used, and could we learn something from that? And so he thought about what do I do? Well, I design and I build bridges and I build barricades which keep people from getting to places I don't want them to be. Now, what if I could take that same philosophy and help people build bridges to their future and help them tear down barricades or move them out of the way to do more things in their life, achieve greater goals, and be more productive and more happy in their lives. And so he took that thought and he immediately got up and had this epiphany and walked over to one of the young team members and asked a question such as, what do you want to do in life? What do you want to achieve in life? And he kind of caught the guy off guard and he said, well, what is it to you? He said, am I not giving you the results you want? I mean, that's what I'm here for. He said, yes, but actually I'm concerned about your future. Do you ever think about where you want to be? And he said, actually, I haven't really given it that much thought. He said, well, I think it's time that you did, and I'd like to help.
How interesting.
And that's really the philosophy, the people caring about people and growing people that's been at the heart of the business ever since.
Well, that is a very different approach than a lot of the corporate development training that is going on. I'm curious, what do your customers say about the quality of the training that you're doing once they've received it?
Well, the results have been tremendous. The real change is occurring. And really, if you think about it, training is about multiple dimensions. It's about enlightenment, it's about information, it's about helping people understand things in a new sense. But unless you engage the people and then you empower the people, no real change occurs. And so our business model is based around all three dimensions. And when they engage and when they're empowered, the change is dramatic. And they tell us that.
That sounds very exciting. How long have you been in the Dayton area, Clancy?
I would say about 32 years, I think.
That's a long time. What is it that you most like about Dayton? I presume you wouldn't be here this long if there wasn't something about the community that really made you very happy.
When my family moved here after I graduated from high school, this became my new home. The rest of the family was moving around the country. I stayed here just because I love Dayton. I think it's a great place to raise a family. I think it's got all the amenities that you'd want to have in a community. And probably more importantly, I think the business climate is incredible. We have an innovative and entrepreneurial spirit in this community that I'm sure other communities will say the same thing, but we have a history of it, and it continues to this day.
So you think Dayton is definitely a great place to do business?
I do. The innovation is alive and well. We have places like Wright-Patterson Air Force Base doing some great research. We have a number of universities that are involved in research. A lot of great products and ideas are coming out of these kinds of places. And I run into people almost every day that are starting a new business, trying something that they've had a dream about. And it's just amazing how people are inspired to do something, follow their dream. And you don't hear about that in the news, but it's happening everywhere around us.
Oh, there is so much going on. Well, thank you for joining us, Clancy. I am so excited that we were able to help you tell your story. It's a good one. And thank you for joining us for another edition of the Dayton Business Spotlight. We have the stories that you want to hear about the Dayton businesses. Please check out some of our other videos right here on this page.